Good afternoon, traders and investors. It looks like nothing like green out there right now. We're not used to this anymore. It doesn't look too bad out there right now. Where the bulls at? I'm calling you guys out. Where the bulls at? Let me know. Hit the thumbs on up. Hit the like. Welcome to At the Close.
All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
3 consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Bear market rally 2.0, says Nick. Martin says I missed one pre-market rally, one pre-market prep, and the bulls come attack. Well, guess what happened here? I got Joel Elconin out the cave.
Oh no, I don't have my stage lights on.
Hold on. Production team, get it on.
Yeah, hey. I'm surprised no one mentioned my haircut that I got yesterday. You probably couldn't see it in the dark. I got them all cut. Let's see here. Yeah, I just tell you, when pre-market prep gets bullish, then you just better take that sell button and just rip it off the keyboard.
You know what? Let's remove that sell button. Let's take it out of there.
You know what? Better yet, reprogram it so every time you go to sell, it buys.
Ooh.
So you just keep buying.
The good old flipping the chart trick.
All right. All right. The setup here
Let's
was
take a look.
if you didn't want to get long at all, then when it get through the pre-market high, then come on, you got to when you get through the pre-market high, you look for follow through. That was 45, not much heat when it went through that. We didn't get to my daily target yet of 86. Woo, that's 14 handles away. But we did get to the top number of the sheet, the 6-day high. It's 72.75. So that's what I'm looking at in the S&Ps. What's a recipe for a rally? A weak dollar down 75 cents at 108.96. Bonds, they're slipping. They're up 11 cents to TLT, but still a good day. Crude helping the oil stocks up 286 at 86.40. Gold, that's in the green by 570. Not much there. Silver, trying to get in the 19 handle. And Bitcoin, holding on to the Scaramucci Bankman. What's the name of his firm? FTX or something?
Skybridge. The Skybridge.
Well, Skybridge is Scaramucci, but what's the Bankman?
FTX Ventures.
Yeah. So it's holding the gains, so that's a good thing. So we're up across the board. The only stock that I mentioned it was down, and Dennis yelled at me because it was actually bid up, is UNH. That's down $1.30, but not sexy, right? Who wants to own like United Healthcare when it's a risk on day? It's clearly a risk on day. So let's cover those risky stocks.
I don't know why, but that Skybridge Capital sounds like Resident Evil to me, but maybe I just played. Yeah, I don't know why. That Skybridge Capital, it sounds like
the name up to something.
Yeah, just Skybridge. It just sounds like a secret society creating some AI that I don't know about. But let's keep going. Let's get into the market. It was a great, I'll just say it, a great week for tech.
Yeah.
Back. And,
really
good week after really getting pounded for 3 weeks down, getting a good rebound in the leadership and in the stock that we were really keep a close eye on, which was NVIDIA. But we can spin the wheel there.
We'll go into that in a little bit. Yeah, we'll go into that a little bit. Just setting up, the end of last week, you had the double bottom, and that's what I was leading on at. It was right around 39.05, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it took that out on Tuesday, with all the trip. I don't know if that was a Powell day or not. Ended up turning around on Tuesday. Wednesday was a good day. We got a 3-day win streak going. We just took out my number overnight, so I didn't even have to worry about that. But maybe up to Triple D's number here.
Yeah.
410 Spider, 410, 4110 S&P. That's not too far away. We'll see what happens with Monday. Monday there'll be a
Yeah,
little
Monday
trepid.
we're
Yeah.
scared though a little bit. I'm sure that everybody that's probably long throughout this weekend is going to be thinking, do they do the rug pull right before the CPI?
Yeah.
And
Maybe a
that's the
little
scary
trimming,
part.
you know?
Trimming. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you can't be
Yep.
mad if you're taking the trade and you were able to make a trade there from around the lows when the market was around 390s up here to 410. I mean, that's a pat on the back kind of trade, I think.
Yeah, and I also think that the way the market has evolved, I mean, yeah, we have our long-term portfolios and, swing trading portfolios and then day trading. But I think the market, I think the way the algorithms, I think that they go a little bit farther out. They're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, day horizons. They're not worried about the market going back to 4,200 or 4,300. They're basing their algorithms on, because the less you take out of a move, the smaller the move you're trying to get, the less you have to risk, right? And then redeploy your assets. So that's what I think. That's what I think. Not my algos are not designed that way, but I think that's the way a lot of them are. And so you get, hey, my target's 40, 40, 75 today, the someone says, and they're just out there, boom, they're out there and they're taking it. But let's get into some individual issues. Who's leading us here?
I mean, it's a lot. I mean, it's kind of hard to find red on a day like today, but let's go towards it. Let's first go into the leadership and take a look at that. A surprising one here. Meta up 4.22%.
Huh.
That's a surprising one.
I've been keeping an eye on this one, and I don't know if I gave you 168. That was a level. That bar was there before the day started. That was a triple top. What I noticed about Meta earlier in the week, you're right, JW, about the futures rule. A lot of hanky panky going on there. Um, was that it just kind of held up? Like we were making new lows, making new lows. Everyone's looking for 155, 156. And it just was like, nah, I'm not going to go below much 160. And then you get the move today. Uh, Horrible performer, even off the, from the all-time high to the rebounds and everything. This stock has been stuck in the mud. A good day, closing over 168 here. It's been 3-day rally with the market. Next short-term, it's hard. Next short-term target, 170.92. That was your August 26th high.
Yeah, I know the chat here is commenting on the dollar index kind of coming towards a important price point, being talking about that the DXY broke parabolic trend line. I mean, these are all kind of areas where, we got to just keep watch now. And I think if there's ever been a time where, starting to dip your toes, starting to make sense, I think you're getting there, because even on people that keep calling, let's say towards the lows, what are a lot of the people saying? Well, a lot of the analysts are saying what? If we get down back to those lows, they're thinking that we retest, but not that we just completely destroy those lows. And so at least even the bears out there that are saying we're going back to June lows are still not so bearish and saying, like, you're not seeing 3,000 call outs or something like that.
Yeah, well,
And
that's where Chaikin was.
well, Chaikin's on another side, Joe.
Yeah.
we won't. Chaikin's a little bit of an outlier there. Majority are calling the retest, but a lot of them are saying that even if we retest there, they don't see too much lower than that.
See, what have I been saying about the retest?
I mean,
I'm saying I don't want to go there.
You don't want to go there, yeah, because you're saying if we go back down there, and I think we bounced at a good spot, right? The 390 seems to make sense for a bounce.
Yep.
I
don't want to go back down there. I mean,
I don't either. I mean, if for the Bears to take over, that's the 380 level, and I think that's the level that you start seeing the real like kind of worrying on the downside. If we even get back to 380s, I think we test those lows.
Okay.
But for right now, 390 seems to be our
Let's
new
do a
bottom.
fun exercise, and people are going to call me crazy, and they're probably right. Okay. We went from, I'm just doing the projection here, and this is about as fancy as my technical analysis is. Okay. So we had a low of 36, we'll call it 36.36. So let's call it a 700-point rally. Okay. Right. And you had your pullback. What if we rally 700 points off this?
Well,
We go to
would it-
4,600.
yeah, right back up.
Yeah, and that's not even an all-time high.
Yeah.
Of course, we got Q3 earnings season, which Triple D shaking in his boots about. But a lot, we can have an optimistic outlook, okay? But come Tuesday, you see a 9 handle.
Oh
on
yeah,
the
9
CPI,
handle.
and then we're headed for the hills. And I'm not going to reveal it yet today, but
Yeah.
Dennis and I got a special treat for you guys on Monday ahead of that CPI.
No.
I'm not going to tell you now because I don't want you to sleep the whole weekend because you'll be so wound up in anticipation of it. But yeah, just make sure clear your calendar for Monday afternoon. All right,
Sounds exciting. Sounds exciting.
back to
there.
individual issues.
Let's go back to it. Let's take a look at what was moving today. So I mean, a lot of movement out there, a lot of positive. I mean, the biggest and most important stock I think turned around, which was NVIDIA.
Yep.
Now I think you take a look. Does it actually fill that gap or not? I'm taking a look on the daily there because even though we've made a move back up, it's not like it's a V bottom, right? It's not like we're back towards, let's say, 170 in 3 or 4 days. If it was like that, then I wouldn't even feel worry about NVIDIA. But I think this is one that I keep watch now. If we retest 135, I get concerned about technology. But if we can get back towards the 150s, then maybe we just kind of overshot to the downside.
You know what's better than a V bottom is like an island bottom, or not really an island bottom. I mean, I don't know how you want to stretch it, but you had that panic low day when the bad news came out at 32.70, right?
Yep.
And then the real buyers, they didn't mess around that day, right?
No,
They're
they
like, "Oh,
didn't.
this bad news or whatever," but they surely were messing around at 33.50 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You put in a triple bottom above the 32.70. So when you get this far away from a major support level, then now the boys are like, we didn't get enough at 133.5. We didn't get enough at 135. What's plan B? And they're like, we're not going to chase it at 144. Will the plan be 140? Will you even get a look at 140? So for me, I would, if we could get a pullback to 140, 140.08 would fill the gap. I'd be tempted to try along there. But we talk about NVIDIA being a streaky stock. I
Yep.
illustrated that this morning. New high S&P. I illustrated that this morning on my trusty data window. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 down days in a row. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Who knows how long the streak will be on the upside? I'm not sure.
All right, and the stock that this didn't want to keep cutting through and holding the 50% retracement, Apple. We know how that loves to kind of give us a good insight into the market, holding the 50% retracement level, and it's
Look at
exactly is like right around 152.75, and look where it went through today. Yesterday on Thursday, it was right around that level, and it bounces right off of it.
Yep, and it was weird. I mean, they hit it. I mean, as far as I could tell, they hit it yesterday because something on potential unions or something. I'm like, who cares about? I'm like, I can't invest. Like that's just not part of my investment thesis. So a good day today. Adnan in the pre-market prep plus room picked it up yesterday. He was looking for a target, and I told him, what did I tell him? I said, I'll always the previous day's highs. That's what you want to get through. Pair of highs at 156.50. It took that out with ease. I don't know. If the momentum keeps going, maybe next target, your high for last Friday, 160.36.
It's kind of interesting. Just kind of mentioned something that I've been taking a look at more often is I've been starting to use more of an open, high, low, and close bar chart. And the reason why is a lot of the times what you'll see Joel kind of focus on is where did we open? Where did we close? What are some of the highs? What are some of the lows? And this is helping me really kind of determine more along, especially when we get kind of those days where you get like those wicks, those big long where it did go down, but recovers an important level. This is helping me at least see this more often. And I feel like everyone always goes to candles, but sometimes it's interesting just to try some other things to see if you start seeing things a little bit clearer.
Yeah, and that aligns with Rob and stock odds. We're doing it is like, what if you had, the way he looks at it is if a stock has a probability going up on the day, right, from open to close,
Yeah.
and it opens lower, like, okay, you know, I'll,
I'll take that shot. And the
exactly,
probability is on my side. Math is on my
exactly,
side. That's what we're
exactly.
always looking at as traders is just trying to get some mathematical edge because we never know when we're going to be right or wrong. There is no way to know if you're going to be right or wrong. And if you do, then you might need to just let me know because I need some prediction tools out there.
You
But
can be
let's keep,
wrong more than you're right in this business,
yeah. Literally,
right?
I think a lot of traders are, yet they still are profitable. Figure out a way, right? All right, let's keep going. Let's get into different stocks out there. I did see talk today by Christopher Waller, just to kind of give you guys some insight out there. The biggest thing, still looking at a significant increase for the FOMC meeting coming on up. But further out, he stated, I can't tell you about the appropriate path of policy. This coming from a very hawkish Fed governor, Christopher Waller, is something that to keep in mind if we start seeing more and more mentions of questioning of the path forward on the policy. That could be the sign that, all these analysts are trying to point that the Fed might pivot quickly. So we'll see what happens there if we get more mentions. I did see Amazon doing an acquirement today. It was a private company, but Amazon said Friday they're acquiring Klustermans, a company that builds warehouse machinery and robotics. So Klusterman employees will join Amazon Robotics, Amazon's division focused on automating aspects of its warehouse operation. And what does this show me, Joel? Is that I think one of the things that is interesting is going to be how do these tech companies get around some of the costs, and do they start just investing more and more in robotics to cut out the employees, right? And this is a future trend that we need to keep watch. It's not something that maybe, for today, but in the long run, keep your eyes out as you hear more and more mentions of robotics taking over what the average worker does.
Yeah, now, boy, oh boy, we could do a 20-minute show on this because,
Yeah.
that can help companies decrease cost, right?
Yeah. Really
Automation.
quickly. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how you get
but,
some efficiency out.
but, what does that, forecast for the labor situation?
Exactly. And then
So,
that could be a way that we start seeing the labor kind of flip, the labor market flip eventually, right? Because all these companies, and you heard it from Google's CEO, he's looking at how do we make Google 20% more efficient. Well, it's probably going to be using more technology and getting out the kind of the average person, the average worker, right?
yep,
We'll
yep.
keep watch on this. It's
But if
something to keep
people
on eyes.
if they don't have to work as much and they have more time to listen to pre-market prep,
Maybe they can make
then
more on the investments,
that's
right?
good
Let's
for the
go.
economy,
All
right?
right. Let's go to one of the best earning stocks I've seen lately, which I would have to say, and in the daily reaction says it all. Zscaler. What a move. What a move.
Yeah.
Someone should have let me know about Zscaler because it got that scale all right. It's up
What a
there.
good day. Just a
Yeah,
good day, right?
amazing
And
day.
tongue in cheek, I said, yeah, maybe 180. Didn't even blink there. I mean, on days, and this is really even nothing on the monthly chart. This is absolutely nothing on the monthly chart. This is not even a rally. This is nothing. I'll just alert our traders and investors in the issue. You did clear last month's high at 187.80. Looks like you're going to close above it. So just the fact that it was a monthly high, you know, let's just, hold our breath here. Big old gap and go. I mean, the way these things have been doing, they've been giving some back. Not today. If you're looking for your next target, I'd go to the monthlies. That's up at 210.66. But we'll see. We'll let it fill in the next few days. But once again, once you took out that pre-market high, which is like 178, 179, 180 wasn't a level, 185 wasn't a level. It's just buy. Who know? I don't know what the short interest is in this, but you could have some people that well, and the other thing on days like this is you have the existing short interest, right? And then you have the hot rods that say, "Oh, I'm shorting this thing off the open," and then they come in, they short it off the open, and then they're cooked goose too. So that's it. Nice move for Zscaler.
All right, I was talking about this one right when I don't know if you had gotten off yet, but Tesla making the move towards 300 today.
We talked about, yep.
That was definitely a level to watch, and now it leaves room to come for that trend line that everyone was looking at. Back when Tesla was had the split and it was like the 1100 number. Now look for that 340. 340 would be that kind of 1100 that you used to be looking at, and it's looking pretty good now. I mean, it has, at least technically wise, and things that I look at, 200-day right below it now, 50-day below it, and 9. Everything's supporting it for it to kind of give that technical look for the upside.
Yeah, we talked about this one too, and I saw the trio of highs here up at 302, but just the fact that we hadn't been up to 300 in a while. Those like, oh, everyone 300 calls, man, they're going to go into money. Nah, they're not. You're going to lose on your 300 calls, man. You got to go closer to the strike. Yeah, I mean, you could talk 310, 320, 340. For me, you got a roadblock there at 303. So
you remember when I mentioned the 270 earlier this week, Joel? I got stopped out on that thing.
No.
Oh man, that's how it is sometimes, guys. That's why you gotta. One of the things that I always talk about, sometimes you'll have a really good position, but if you don't understand like the volatility in a stock, it's very easy to get stopped out even on a good position. So that's what I'll mention there. Always try to understand what the volatility is and the range. And that's why I sometimes look at, average true range. It's not something that I use every day, but it's a method to at least look at what the volatility is. All right, let's go. What do you got for? You got anything to cut you on?
Someone mentioned shop till you drop. And
yes, nice.
We
nice
talked about that setup. We talked about it. The buyers were there. Risk a buck. You're making 4 or 5 on it now. Also, what a week for Kathy. The rebound, 2 lows in the same area. Kathy working her way up to 40 stuff, high 45. So, growth is back today.
Agree with Jay. He's saying trade smaller, widen the stops in this type of market. Yeah, and sometimes is the better way to go about it, right? Get around that volatility. It's tough, especially in this market. I mean, this has been some very volatile trading this year. All right, so let's go towards just growth overall, because that's what I saw. And Kathy said, no, we're not cracking the 40. Dennis got it right. Let's go.
Yeah, yep, 39 and a half, 39, 971, 949. Someone targeting that 950 area. They couldn't get enough of it, and gap up today. I still, just in the short term, let's just not get carried away. You got to respect the pair of highs just under 46. That's still a stick away, but big move off that intra week low.
I like the Unity move today off of the kind of 38.50 level that I was watching. It was a little bit, they cut through a little bit lower towards the 38, but the reason why I was watching these levels is they just had like that kind of bottoming action right around here. 3 lows in the same area. Was looking for a little bit of reversal. You got a little bit today.
Yep. Just a place to lean on. If you took a shot today, even off the open, 39.70. Ooh, look at that. Wow. That opened right at the previous day's high. You didn't even have a gap fill. You went down 12 cents off that, off the open, and then there you go. So, nice day for Unity. This is another streaky stock. Boom. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down days in a row. Now working on a 3-day winning streak.
All right, let's go. Let's go towards.
Alicia is asking, does the triple Qs trade until 4? Alicia, they trade till 8 p.m. You could trade with triple D up to 8 p.m. Now the difference is if you're trading options, okay, then you're wedded to that closing price. So be careful. Like if you're holding some puts or calls in the money, we'll go over this again on Monday.
Yeah.
But if some stocks make a crate, like what if all of a sudden, what if you sold the 45 put or 45 call? Oh, it expires worthless. Someone comes out and buys the stock at 50 overnight. The person that owns that 45 call is going to exercise you. You're going to be short at 45. It doesn't happen very often, but it's something like, just because your options expire worthless doesn't necessarily mean that, that you're safe through the weekend. Sometimes buying it for a teeny, well, they don't do teenies anymore, do they? Buying it for a penny, you leave, you pay some commissions, but you also don't leave yourself open to any overnight or post-market risk. Doesn't happen very often, but it can.
Now, I am catching something that I just want to kind of keep our eyes to is basic materials are starting to come up and really fast. I think even faster than technologies bounce back. And you could take a look at copper, FCX as kind of one of those examples. This is something that has been really beaten down for a while now. It's been down here since pretty much end of June, early July. And it's starting to rebound in 3 days, about like a 9% move there. Actually, 17% move there for FCX. So just keeping this on our eyes for inflation.
Yeah, you know what? I apologize to Chelly. She asked me about this at the end of pre-market prep with stock odds, and I got distracted and I didn't get to it. At the time, she's letting it run. I'd say, yeah, maybe get to 34. At the time that I looked at it, it hit 32 and it had pulled back a little bit. To protect yourself, the gap area is 31.13 down to 30.64. But next daily target would be 33.89. And if you're looking for more than that, certainly a lot to go as far as a retracement off that recent double monthly top at just under $52. All right, little bit of selling into the close. Why the heck not? If you've been buying all week, you took some
yeah,
heat.
it's kind of hard.
If you took some heat, why not? Why not take your targets? Why not have a good weekend? You can watch some football, right? Some pro football, some college football. Good week for the market, backing off the high a little bit. That doesn't bother me, but 77.25 is your high. Looks like we're going to go right off the board here, right around 40.70. So, Mitch, I'm going to sign off for today, and great job this week, and we'll be back with y'all Monday morning. Everyone have a great weekend.
Have a good one, Joel. Wish you the best for Go Blue. Go Blue. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap on up. I did see someone talk about Change Agent, talked about PLL. Really quickly, let me show you something about that PLL and why I've been trying to use more of these bar charts. I'm going to really quickly just do something for you, Change. So when I look at like PLL, right? And so you guys are seeing the bar charts on the right-hand side, the candles on the left-hand side. You see how this looks a lot more, and I'm going to go to the daily. You can see how it has like kind of that wick look, right? And so one of the things you want to be seeing is kind of the opening and closing just getting better, kind of higher lows, right? And so take a look here. I know this kind of price action on the intraday doesn't look really kind of bullish here with this kind of spike and then the quick decline. But if you take a look at the daily on the open and close, look how this is starting to now start closing above this trend line. Opening and closing above that trend line is a good look. Now what you want to see is it make sure that you keep closing above that trend line. If you can keep closing above that trend line, you're in a good sense. So you see how here on the left in the intraday, you came below that trend line and then you recovered it. That's what you want to be seeing for stocks. Sometimes they're going to do this. They're going to give you that look where it looks really good. It comes up, it pulls back, and now it's starting to come back on up through there. Another one that I'm in on the competition account is this one here. Look at ABC. Look how you got that spike above going towards the 150. It made me look like I want to see this kind of get back up there, but look where the close is. This is back into the middle. This is what you don't want to see. You want to see that close hang above that trend line. That could give us that move to continue going. Just kind of some thoughts out there. Just wanted to give you a little bit of extra. Got you, my friend. Anytime. I hope you guys enjoy the weekend. Take care and always try new things. Try to learn. Like you guys see me here trying to use a different kind of candle system. Sometimes it's going to help you. And there's no reason why you shouldn't be trying to take a look at different things, apply them to your trading, and take a look. Does it make things easier? Does it match your personality better? Maybe, you know, candles green and red create a lot of emotion for you. So maybe the bars can do a little bit better. Sometimes I even paint these bars all in one color just because I need to know open and close. I don't need to know if a stock really went up or down. I'm looking at patterns, and that's why I attack my technicals in the sense always looking at patterns first. We'll see what happens like always. I'll see you guys, of course, on Monday. Keep battling. I'll try to maybe do some content on Sunday, maybe Sunday night, but of course, a lot of football. I hope you guys enjoy it. Stay safe out there. Thumbs on up. Keep pushing, and wish you guys the best. Have a great one.